Scott with GReviewz here to review this 2020 RAV4 Adventure. Let's do it. This video has been brought to you by Route 44 Toyota in Raynham, Massachusetts. They've got hundreds of new and pre-owned inventory on the lot to choose from, so go check them out. Inside the engine bay here of the RAV4 Adventure, we have a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder that produces 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. This engine gets 25 miles a gallon on the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway for a combined of about 29 miles per gallon. The towing capacity is 3,500 pounds and the curb weight is 3,600 pounds. If you look at the front of the vehicle here, we do have very nice headlights here, and these are LED headlights as well as LED high beams. If you move down below, they are halogen fog lights, which are available on the higher trim models of the RAV4. Very handsome looking front end, and if you notice, the grille is actually blacked out on the Adventure model. It does have adaptive cruise control. We do have the camera and sensor up there. The wheels on this particular vehicle are very nice. They are 19-inch rims, and it does have Toyo open country tires. And actually, the Adventure is significantly higher than the standard RAV4. We'll be able to actually measure that in a minute. Moving down the side of the vehicle, just like the Corolla, the side view mirrors are actually mounted to the door instead of the A-pillar, again to enhance visibility. Moving down the side, this has a pretty beefy top rack. Again, if you're loading up mountain bikes, skis, kayaks, anything like that, this rack up here is going to be able to handle the things for adventure, because this is the Adventure model. Moving along the back of the vehicle, we do have dual exhaust tips, which are chrome, and again, this is the Adventure model, and again, this does have some extra options that the standard RAV4 does not have. It does have a backup camera. Go ahead and pop the back here, and it is automatic, as you might expect for a kind of top of the line model here. So in the back, there's nothing particularly special back here. There is a good amount of space, as you would expect. Again, I mean, very nice, very long. You do have a spare tire back here, which is nice. A lot of new cars only come with the spare tire kit. Back here also, we have a little storage cubby, and we also have a couple different power ports. We do have a 12-volt DC, and we also have a 100-watt AC. Now, if you notice, it does not have a ground, so that's really going to be for smaller appliances. You can't plug a power tool in or something like that. It's only 100 watts. Stepping on inside of the RAV4 Adventure, we do find that it does look very handsome, and I really love that there's this nice orange stitching. You don't find orange stitching in a whole lot of cars. I don't know, maybe Lamborghini. Not comparing it to a Lamborghini, but it does have very nice orange accents, which is only available on the Adventure model. Everywhere you're going to put your arm is all soft touch materials. As you can see, this does give, it's a leather-esque material. Same thing with right here. Standard switchgear here. We do have an real aluminum handhold here, which is nice. It's an upgrade certainly from plastic, and this nice grab hold is actually rubber on the back. So I'll go ahead and step in. We do have some RAV4 badging here, which is covered up. Again, this is a brand new car, so all of the seats are covered and whatnot. We'll go ahead and show you this for a second. Again, it continues that nice orange stitching throughout the whole seat, and you actually have some crosshatch patterns there as well on the seat. So stepping inside the 2020 RAV4, you'll immediately notice that the seat is very well bolstered and it is very comfortable. We'll go ahead and start it up. The interior of the new RAV4 is much improved over previous models. If you've ever sat in kind of a current generation RAV4. We'll go ahead and start the tour over here on the left. We have a little storage cubby here, which is in orange, and it is really grippy, so you can put your phone in there, not worry too much about it sliding out. We have a few buttons here, automatic high beams, windshield washer fluid, heated steering wheel, as well as our rear hatch automatic button. Looking at the steering wheel here, we do have all of your cruise control buttons over here. This does have adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, as well as your other skip and track modes for the cruise control. We've got your audio controls here, as well as your digital display. We have a few different modes. So we've got your adaptive cruise control, and if you can see that, the little screen on the bottom also changes. So we've got your trip meter, you've got your all-wheel drive modes there, and there are a few modes in the system here, miles per gallon, things like that. And that is a large display in the middle. We also do have analog fuel, as well as your temperature and your motor, and we have your standard tachometer over here on the left. Moving past that, your standard stocks here for your headlights, as well as windshield there. This does have a push button start, as I've already mentioned. Moving up to the top, we do have our latest Toyota infotainment here, which is very nice. I love the fact that it actually has physical buttons. The physical buttons are really nice, as opposed to having everything be touchscreen. I think everyone loves touchscreen, but on certain things, they should just have buttons. So we do have AM, FM, and XM radio here. Theme, you can change the colors of things, which is kind of cool. A little bit of customization to it. And then over here on the left, we do have your dedicated buttons for apps, phone, track back, and seek forward. So that's kind of the infotainment system. Very nice. Again, it's touchscreen. You can use the touchscreen. You can also use your buttons on your steering wheel here to control the audio as well. Moving down, we do have 2 climate vents here, which you can shut with these guys. And then moving down below that, I will say, I think this is one of the best looking climate systems I have ever seen. I really love the fact they've got these 2 really beefy knobs, and I've never felt such a nice click before. These are so nice to use. They just feel really good. They feel very high quality, and they have a very nice screen here for your audio. I mean, for your climate control. Anything interesting here? They have eco heat and cool. Not really sure what that's going to do, but apparently it's going to make it more economical. Moving down below that, we have traction control off. The Adventure does have heated and cooled seats, which is nice. So it actually has 3 settings for both. So they light up orange if it's for heat, and they light up green if it's for air conditioned seats. So I'll just leave that on because I like that on. And then the very last thing in your center stack here, we do have a spot for your phone. Very grippy. Again, you put your phone there, and you have a couple different outputs here. So we've got, again, cigarette lighter or 12-volt jack, and then we've got your standard, which is kind of hard to get to, but USB, as well as auxiliary for your head unit. Okay, so moving back from that, we do have our shift knob. Very nice shift knob, feels good. We do have your standard park, reverse, neutral, and drive, as well as your sport mode up and down. Again, it is a 8-speed automatic, no CVT here. Thank you, Toyota. We do have an electronic parking brake, and we also have a couple different modes. We have eco, normal, and sport mode for the engine, and as well as the transmission. Really christens up the shifts a little bit when you put that in sport mode. And then, because this is the Adventure with all-wheel drive, you're going to have this selector for either mud and sand, standard, or rock and dirt. So essentially what happens is, when you put in mud and sand, which is actually pretty cool, this little guy lights up yellow, if you can see that. And then when you push normal, it goes to blue. And then when you turn it to rock mode, it goes to more of a red, which is pretty cool. And then when you do that, it also shows you in your instrument cluster, right? It says mud and sand, normal mode, or if you go over to rock and dirt mode, it'll actually show you where your power is going throughout your different wheels, which is pretty cool. We also have a snow mode, and again, this lights up blue for snow mode. Pretty cool. And then we also have downhill, basically cruise control. You can set how fast you want to go downhill, so that's pretty cool. Moving up, we do have your lights, which again, halogens, not LEDs, but halogens there. Spot for your sunglasses, things like that. So the Adventure does not have a sunroof, which is a little bit strange, I think, for almost a $40,000 car. It does not have a sunroof, but Again, that's just kind of one of the things that you have to trade off when you get the Adventure for all the other cool stuff you get. Again, more orange patterns here. These are nice adjustable cup holders, and it's got that same kind of pattern up below. Center console here, it does have leather on top of it, so that is very nice for your arm to rest on. And then our center console does have a couple of USB ports, which is nice. It's always welcomed. Passenger seat, again, very nice. It does have really nice pattern to it. It looks very nice, and again, they are very comfortable. The driver's seat does have a very nice lumbar support, which I can really appreciate because I have back problems. So having a really nice lumbar support really helps, especially with long drives. Got this nice little spot here for snacks, goldfish, whatever you want. So that's that. Let's go ahead and hop in the back seat. All right, so stepping into the back seat of the RAV4. Again, same stitching on the top, same pattern on the door, and same soft touch materials. So this is me sitting behind myself. So if you can see, got plenty of leg room, and I would be perfectly comfortable sitting back here for a long drive, which again is very nice for a mid-size crossover vehicle. So in the back here, what do we have? We've got one light, we have AC vents, which is nice, and then we also have a couple of USB ports. And for the kids, again, the kids always need USB ports, so that is really nice to see that they put those back here. Other than that, it is a standard back seat. Again, as I mentioned, it is a 60/40 split fold seat, and we've got this nice little armrest with cup holders, etc. So that is the Backseat RAV4 Adventure. All right, guys, so that was the 2020 RAV4 Adventure. If you have any questions on this particular vehicle, let me know. And thank you very much to the guys over here at Route 44 Toyota in Raynham, Massachusetts for letting me check this out. If you want more information on the vehicle, check them out. The link will be in the description below. Thanks so much for watching GReviewz. Take care.